Good evening and welcome to the Bedminster Township Committee. This is our regularly scheduled Township Committee meeting of, let's see, November 20th, 2023. Wow. 3 days before Thanksgiving. Recognize that we have a quorum of Township Committee in attendance in person with Committeeman Stevenson, Committeeman Hickey, and Committeewoman Mareski and myself. Committeewoman Fernandez has an excused absence. Ms. Ray, may we please have the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Adequate notice of this meeting of the Township Committee was sent to the Courier News Somerville, the Burnetsville News Whippany, and to all subscribers, and posted at the municipal building on January 10th, 2023.
Great, thank you. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the time of the meeting that we open up microphones, dais, or Zoom for public comments. If any member of the public wishes to make a comment, now is your opportunity to do so. The only person attending in person who's not with us is Jake from the Burnetsville News. No comments? No comments. So we will go to Zoom participants. For Zoom participants who wish to make a public comment, take your cursor, bring it down to the bottom of the screen, click on reactions, click on raise hand, and Ms. Ray will put you into the queue for public comment.
I'm not seeing any comments there.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on with the rest of the meeting. We have two sets of meeting minutes to approve. November 6th, 2023 Township Committee meeting and the November 6th executive session meeting. Any comments or questions regarding the meeting minutes that have not otherwise been provided to Ms. Ray?
I was not in attendance, so I will abstain.
Move to approve the meeting minutes.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
We have two raffles to consider tonight. One is an on-premise merchandise raffle to benefit the Bedminster School PTO on April 19, 2024 from 7 to 11 p.m. at Trump National Golf Club. And the second is an off-premise 50-50 raffle to benefit the Bedminster School PTO on April 19, 2024 at 8 p.m. at Trump National Golf Club. So it looks like we're already geared up for spring playing. Good to see. Comments or questions regarding those raffles? Seeing none, take motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, now's the time of the meeting that we do once a year. As everyone certainly up on the dais knows, this is a township committee form of government where the township committee members are elected by the residents, and then the mayor position is selected by the township committee members. The mayor selection is performed every year, officially at the reorganization. The straw vote gives the opportunity for whoever is going to be mayor for the next year to fill out agendas and fill out volunteer and fill out other committee elements, boards, let's see, committees, boards for 2024. So what we'll do is we'll turn the meeting over to Ms. Ray to run the selection for straw vote for
Sure.
2024 mayor.
Okay, Mayor, as you had mentioned, we do this, the second meeting after the elections every year. It's because it is beneficial to know in advance who will be the future mayor. So we do what's called a straw vote, and I'm going to ask the governing body for nominations for mayor for 2024. Ms. Moraski?
So Robin, based on his long and storied service to our town, I'm going to choke up, sorry. Someone who is always forward-looking, always has Bedminster's residents' best interests at heart. I nominate Larry Jacobs.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Mayor Jacobs.
Thank you, and thank you, Renee, thank you, Doug, thank you, Colin, and thank you, Gina. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
I'm not
you,
as,
Mayor.
as eloquent as some of our other
Oh, stop.
members on the
You are
dais, but I did not want to let you out. I didn't want to give you a chance to say no.
Well, I guess I have the scars, so I might as well keep building them up. We will proceed to monthly report discussions by subcommittee chairs. We'll start with Committeeman Stevenson.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Just quickly on HPC, I wasn't able to make the meeting, but I did check in with the chairwoman. It was a good meeting. Feedback is that they're happy that the Advance property is moving forward. They look forward to working with Advance historical issues as they come up, so that's good. On DPW, we got Elm, Fairview, and what was the other one? Matthews paved just recently, not back today.
Today,
Yep.
I saw them getting ready on Elm.
So we've got paving still going on. Thank you, Kevin, and your team for that. I can attest the leaves have been getting picked up as well very quickly, and thank you for that. Getting the trucks ready for Old Man Winter, just turning the seasons. So great work again. Keep it up. But thank you for everything you and your team are doing. That's all I've got.
Great. So while we're on that, Kevin, so what was completed today?
So of the roads that we budgeted for this year, we completed Ski Hill and Deer Haven earlier, and today was Fairview, Matthews, and Elm. We still have on our list for Brady and Cemetery. I've been told it'll get done this year. They're up against the clock. They're working doubles now. So they went from our job today to 1 and 9 tonight. So they're trying their best, and they're trying to make everybody happy. So I appreciate them coming out, getting roads done that they did do, and I'm hoping that we can finish the year this year and make sure we go good.
How did Fairview go? So I did drive up Fairview on Sunday, and it was an interesting mix of bare dirt and what was left of the milling.
It came out fantastic. They did a wonderful job. They had a great crew out today. So
Great.
they did a wonderful job.
Good to hear. So thank you, Doug. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Kevin. Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, all. Board of Health did not have a meeting this month. However, I did attend the Board of Ed meeting last Thursday. Enrollment numbers were discussed as well as class sizes, and they also had a readout from their auditor. There was also a healthy discussion about the math curriculum and the need for more homework. It's advocated in part by the parents. I'm glad I'm not in school
The
anymore.
students weren't advocating for that?
No, it's
Oh, my
funny,
goodness.
just the
Oh.
parents. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Committeewoman Moreski.
Thank you, Mayor. The Environmental Commission met on November 1st, and they're kind of wrapping up their year, and they're going to start talking about what projects to do for next year, including the Salem oak seedling that Whit has at his house, and he's raising it. It's about this big now. They're trying to figure out where in town they'll put it and where would be a nice, safe place. So they'll be talking to Kevin and to Robin to see
You just
what
want
to do with that.
Remind us, Salem Oak.
Yep. Oh, it's I don't remember where it comes from. The Salem tree in Middlesex County. And they took the tree down, and then they're giving seedlings from that tree to all of the municipalities in the area. So it's a little piece of history everybody gets to share. Let's see. So on to Jacobus Vanderveer. It is that time of year. Colonial Christmas is coming up. The cocktail party is December 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. and at the house in River Road Park. It will feature holiday music, festive decorations, gourmet hors d'oeuvres, and colonial libations. Tickets are $150 a piece. It should be an exciting night. The next night is our tree lighting event. Starts at 2:30, lasts till about 5:30. Includes photos with Santa, holiday music, colonial reenactors. There'll be docent-led house tours. If anybody hasn't seen the model yet, please come over. Decorate your own gingerbread man, and there'll be refreshments available. Admission is free. The tree will be lit this year around 5:30, and the mayor hopefully will be saying some words again, which is always exciting. And hope to see everybody there. And that's all I have.
That's great. Thank you. So land use board, we've not had a land use board meeting since our last meeting. Farmers market. So the farmers market is now a 10 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock time frame. And attendance for the last couple of weekends has been really good. So 583 2 weeks ago and 552
Yep.
this last weekend. Not the thousands that we were getting in May, June, and July, but compared to prior years, definitely an uptick, especially as we're coming into November and December. So it's great to see everyone coming out there, supporting our local vendors. I did miss the library meeting. I was down at the League of Municipalities along with Kevin from Director of DPW. Sarah Houseman, our QPA, Elliot Perez, our IT director, Jason. I saw Jason down there on Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. And Daniela from the port, and Paul Ferraro, our town engineer, was down there. You know, as what we've done in the past is just quickly go through the seminars we attended. I went to Tuesday night, we had our dinner, and then Wednesday I attended a housing program looking at creative ways of coming up with affordable housing. That panel was actually led by Mayor Baraka from Newark. Some interesting elements that may have some relative that bearing on what we do in Bedminster, but it was really interesting to hear what they were working on. And let me see, merging issues in municipal use of social media. And really the takeaway is looking at social media, how towns are using them, how it's being managed. That program was actually run by Mayor Janice Kovach from Clinton Township. And it's just a better understanding of how different programs within a municipality, whether it's the township, whether it's the police or farmers market or the library or any of those other elements, how they work with social media, and then how they work within the framework of Oprah. So that was very interesting. Probably having some discussions with all of you separately and with some of the board members about the consequences that were discussed. The Mel GIF seminar. So remember, that's where they run through these crazy scenarios and they leave it for the audience to determine, did the court find for the plaintiff or did they find for the municipality? Doug, I got 5 out of 5.
All right.
Because Doug and I had attended this a couple of years ago. They're super hard, they're super crazy. And so I got 5 out of 5. And by attending that, we get $250 off our minimal fees. So
And you pick
Robin,
up
make sure we
skills.
get those. I attended a program on municipal construction, the procurement process. One of the things that I did not know is, and this may be germane not only to township, but also to any work that is performed on township owned facilities, such as the JDH House, Center for Contemporary Art. There are certain restrictions about the type of, and I said, I guess it's any work, but it's really not any work. It's above a threshold amount. They have to be, have to comply with prevailing wage. And there's a list of what was called, it's now called the wall. Kevin, do you remember what that? You probably dealt it with in some of your seminars.
I took a swimming class and they went over the different requirements and the thresholds, and it's an aggregate amount, it's not just an individual project, so if we have a plumber working at town hall and spend $15,000, and then we go spend $1,200, $2,000, so it puts us at 17, so we're over the prevailing wage threshold. So, which is tough to manage, because we're not anticipating the costs. So I don't know what would happen going back, did a job, awarded a contract for $14,000, and we're over the threshold 6 months later. That would play out, but
So there's a list. WALL, Workplace Accountability in Labor list. Which is the naughty list from Department of Labor. These are the contractors who have not complied with prevailing wage requirements and are not allowed to participate on those threshold contracts. So once again, if Kevin is going out to bid, there are contractors that if they're on this list, no good. And it was interesting to hear some of the folks from the Department of Labor, they are actually have drones and are sending drones up to spy on equipment and contractors and vehicles to then see whether or not a town or contractor is using a sub that they shouldn't be.
Oh, geez.
Wow. So it was, that was an interesting bit of information to hear. Let's see the last one, and then I attended another a seminar in public contracting, and it's also again covered the procurement process, co-ops, when how to get a co-op established, when you have to re-up for your co-op. Kevin probably knows this better than anyone else, could probably run that seminar as well. But I will say, since COVID, the most robust League of Municipalities convention that I've seen. So it's great to see that all the towns are participating and they're sending folks down there, and seminars were well attended. A few of them standing room only. And some of our own contractors and professionals were participating in the seminars, including Tom Collins. And so that was just good to see. That's all I have for my report. Ms. Ray, may we please have the administrator's report?
Yes, Mayor, I'm in the middle of budget preparation. Believe it or not, we're gonna be sending out, working on some independent budgets with some of the different department heads and some of the challenges we're facing this year. Planning on meeting with all of the department heads in December. I'm gonna jump start on that sooner rather than later. Also, we have an update that's due for the personnel manual. It's a JIF requirement. And so I'm going through that with Amanda. And lastly, just a little public service announcement that the Far Hills Bedminster Fire Department has their 20th annual Santa run, I should say. 20th year is amazing, is Saturday, December 16th. So people bring, if you don't know what that is, you bring a gift to the fire department and hopefully a donation. And with that, they will deliver a gift to your child at their home. So they have 3 drop-off dates: Saturday, December 9th, Tuesday, December 12th, and Thursday, December 14th. And you'll hear all the bells and whistles going around the neighborhoods on Saturday, the 16th.
That's a great goal.
It's
Fun,
fun.
That's great.
It's a great fundraiser.
That concludes my report.
Robin, you had mentioned meeting with the department heads.
Mhm.
Is that all together in one meeting, or?
No, this is independent. I've already met with 2 that have had some things that they wanted to discuss and work on for this year. So it's a work in progress. I need to do some prep work before they come to you. So.
Okay.
This is an independent meeting at this point, but we do need to get together for a group meeting for some of these personnel manual changes.
Right, when you do that, please see if you can coordinate with Gina Fernandez. So you can have her participation as well.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. We have one ordinance to introduce, and this is ordinance amending chapter C2 entitled Administration repealing ordinance number 07005 and deleting section 2-23 entitled Awarding of Public Contracts in its entirety. Public hearing for this ordinance is scheduled for December 4th, 2023, 7 p.m. in these chambers. So one of the things, and I was actually texting both John and Robin from the League of Municipalities, that during one of the seminars, it was one of those public contract seminars. They went over the statute that was passed earlier this year, and John and I think, John, we talked about it
Yes.
generally, that the legislature passed a statute and the governor signed off on it that eliminates the municipality by municipality pay-to-play rules. So now there's one statewide pay-to-play rule, which is different than what we currently have on the books. So what we currently have on the books is void as a matter of law. The state statute.
And we've been
supersedes.
treating it since then as void
Yeah, right.
in practice.
However, it's still on our books. And we should get rid of it, right? We don't need something on our books that is no longer effectual or effective. And it could possibly be confusing to future township committee. It could be confusing to certain contractors, maybe looking at our ordinance to see something that's different than the statewide statute. So the consensus between John, Robin, and I was, we should get
Clean
rid
it
of
up,
what we have on
housekeeping.
books. Clean it up. If something is not appropriate, get rid of it. So we're not doing anything untoward. We're getting rid of our individual pay-to-play rule. And we're going with the statewide statute, which
We're
is
still subject
effective
to,
anyway.
still subject to the state statute. The state legislature decided that there were so many local and or county pay-to-play rules that it was becoming entirely confusing to people looking to place bids and contracts. So decided to bring uniformity to the area of pay-to-play. And in fact, the legislation indicates that any and all local ordinances dealing with pay-to-play are preempted and of no force in effect. And municipal attorneys, myself included with my clients, have been advising that since the date of that legislation, pay-to-play is on a local level is no longer enforceable.
So if the committee approves the introduction of the ordinance, the public hearing will be scheduled for December 4th. So I'll take a motion to introduce ordinance number 2023-021.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Moreski.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
So with the introduction, we will hold the public hearing once again on December 4th, 2023 in these chambers. We do have one public hearing to consider tonight, which is for ordinance number 2023-020. This is an ordinance that amends the township's fees to include an additional fee for return payments, essentially bounce checks or fees that did not go through. So I'll take a motion to open the public hearing for ordinance 2023-021.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Ms. Ray, why don't you walk us through what brings us to this point and what this ordinance means for your office for administration, and also to confirm it's in keeping with the surrounding towns as well.
That's correct. So Mayor, we're always assessing what we do every day in all of our departments and try to be as efficient as possible. And we found there's an inefficiency when it comes to checks that are we have to go after the bank returns, and then we have to go back to whether it be a vendor, someone in public, and could be an escrow check, doesn't matter what it is. So in the past year, I think it was 46 checks that had bounced, that's not including recreation. And this year, I think we were over 40, I can't remember the exact number, I presented it at the last meeting. So we decided to look into some of the surrounding towns. You should have a copy there of a spreadsheet that shows that Sarah put together, the various different towns that do collect fees. Most of them all collect approximately $20. Some of them add on a $10 administration fee on top of that for a total of 30. So yes, there were 45 return payments in 2022 and 23 so far to date. I'm sorry, in 2023 so far, there's 46 return checks for payment. So we have to chase that down, and there's extra work that's required. So we just thought to be in keeping with surrounding towns that we charge a fee onto the user, and then we're not charging an admin fee, just the bank processing fees that we have to pay.
Okay, so once again, looking at,
It's also authorized by Title 40. It's authorized by the state statute that you can charge such a fee, including and/or up to $20 per bounce check.
okay, and $20 would be the fee. And once again, that is consistent with Bernards Township, Bernardsville, Chester Borough, Chester Township, Peapack and Gladstone, Raritan, Tewksbury, and Warren Township. Okay. Questions, comments for Ms. Ray?
Robin, you said that covers our fees?
Covers our fees at this point, keep
There
it
you
whole.
Perfect.
No further questions from the Township Committee. We'll open up questions from the public. So if any members of the public have a question regarding this ordinance, now's your opportunity to ask a question or a comment. And once again, if there's no one here in the meeting room, if you're participating via Zoom, take your cursor, bring it down to the bottom of the screen, click on reactions, click on raise hand, and Ms. Ray will put you into queue for public comment.
Not seeing any comments, Mayor.
No public comments. I'll take a motion to close the public hearing for ordinance number 2023-020.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And now I'll take a motion to approve ordinance 2023-020.
So moved?
Second.
There'll be a roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Moreski.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, we have the consent agenda. These are matters of a routine nature. If any member of the Township Committee wants to pull one off for individual consideration, I can certainly do so. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items on the consent agenda. If no one wants to pull anything off, I will take motion to approve all the items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Moreski.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
And Chief, on the consent agenda included the award of contract to ESI equipment for various firefighting equipment for the Far Hills Bedminster Fire Department. So
Great.
There,
Thank you very much.
resolution, Chief, it was just approved.
Thank you.
We have 2 resolutions that are not on the consent agenda. And the first resolution is resolution 2023-163. This resolution appoints a municipal court judge for the shared municipal courts for Bedminster Township, the borough of Bernardsville, the borough of Peapack and Gladstone, and Bernards Township. The contract for the municipal court would run from January 1, 2024 through December 31st, 2026. And this would continue the retention of Judge Catherine Howe as the judge for the shared court. And Ms. Ray, are we the first municipality to consider this resolution?
We are, and everyone needs to have it done before the end of the year.
Okay,
And we plan on having a meeting with the other shared municipal courts, shooting for December 5th for that meeting.
and you've had discussions with the other municipalities and certainly there's been no formal action. But the consensus you have from the administrators in those municipalities that they're supporting keeping Judge House on
correct.
as the municipal judge.
This puts us all on the same schedule too. For a while there, we were not on the same schedule because Furnace Township joined us later. So there were annual renewals and now we're all on the same page. Everybody's 3-year term.
And do we have an amount for the salary for the judge?
We haven't worked on that
We
yet.
haven't worked on that yet, so this is an appointment subject to formalizing it with the contract.
That's correct.
Okay. Questions or comments for Ms. Ray on resolution 2023-163? Seeing none, take a motion to approve resolution 2023-163.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson,
Aye.
Mr. Hickey,
Aye.
Ms. Moreski,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Other resolution for individual consideration is resolution 2023-166. This resolution authorizes the administrator and municipal clerk to submit a grant application to the Highlands Water Protection and Planning Council for funding assistance to achieve NJDEP MS4 Tier A stormwater compliance. NJDEP stands for New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. MS4 is a municipal sewer permit. Tier A means municipalities of a certain size, which we are now a Tier A municipality for
Almost everybody
stormwater.
is.
What's that?
Almost everybody is.
Almost there, yeah, there's
Even
like,
Far Hills.
there's like Far
They're not-
Hills,
they're not
and I think
giving
maybe like
anyone a
3 other
break.
Towns that are Tier B. For stormwater compliance, so I think honestly, I don't even remember if it was this year, but we talked about Doug, do you remember we talked about the add-ons that were coming under this new permit? And Paul went through it, and I believe you talked about once again the unfunded mandates that are coming down from Trenton. But we can rant and rave all we want about it. The permit
Maybe they'll
was
send
effective.
drones out to make.
Yeah,
sure
they may
that
send out
they're
drones to see.
Complying with the new mandates.
Yeah. So Trenton imposes these stormwater compliance requirements on us that will be affected by Kevin and crew with oversight by Paul Ferrero. And the state is administering a certain grants to comply with those water requirements. In this case, these grants are coming through the Highlands Council.
I assume we can anticipate that it's gonna be a fraction of the overall costs, right?
That is true. And it's a one-time grant.
Right.
So this is not something that is going to continue, or certainly not guaranteed to continue in subsequent years.
This will cover the mapping.
So much to say.
It's gonna cover our mapping. So if you recall during the budget season last year, the impact was $44,000 on our budget. So this hopefully will offset it, this $34,500, which will cover the mapping. So hopefully.
Constantly playing catch.
Just the mapping, not necessarily the hardware
Right.
or maintenance expenses associated with it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's-
It's similar, it's different, but similar to body cams and data storage, and you have to do all this stuff, and we're gonna give you a little fraction of the cost of it, but go fund it yourself. But it's more the same. I mean, just gonna fall into the taxpayers. This is just, it's more the same. I don't wanna get on a soapbox, but
You're already on.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
You're already on it, Doug.
This is just, you want the stuff done, pay for it.
State.
Now we have a grant we have resolution for, that would authorize Robin to fill out the grant and submit the grant to the Highlands Council for some money. That's good. So further questions or comments? So then I'll take a motion to approve the resolution that would authorize Robin to apply the grants.
Second.
We do have a second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson,
Aye.
Mr. Hickey,
Aye.
Ms. Moreski.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Robin, go get some money, please.
Thank you.
Trying.
She's good
They're
at that.
trying.
She is good at that.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. And this is the reminder for me that we need a motion to approve the bill list pending review of individual invoices.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson,
Aye.
Mr. Hickey,
Aye.
Ms. Moreski.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Any matters for discussion under new business? Yeah, okay. Old business. We'll start with DOT improvements and I'll cover the Route 202 bridge replacement. So while down at the League of Municipalities, New Jersey DEP has this huge display. Must have been 8, 9, 10 booths. So DEP had something that was really big. Fish and Game, a division of DEP, had their own separate booth that was about 4 times the size of a regular booth. Department of Labor had a booth that was 4 or 5 times the size as well. There was another DEP group that also had a separate, very large booth. And I'm walking down the convention floor. This was during the lunchtime when there were no seminars going on. And just walking by, Larry Jacobs. Over, it's Meredith Hammond from DOT. So the New Jersey Department of Transportation has one little booth manned by Meredith. Nothing else.
Good Lord.
No materials to give out. And she was just there and it was opportune because we started talking about the Route 202 bridge replacement. And that was Wednesday. And on Friday, we actually had a conference call with Meredith and the DOT team, along with representatives from Far Hills on the Route 202 bridge replacement. So this is the bridge over the north branch of the Raritan between Bedminster and Far Hills. And so it's funny. So when we were down there, we started talking about the DOT projects that we've worked on. And Meredith was first right there to say, yes, we still owe you some information regarding the excess signage in Pluckman. And we started talking about some of the crosswalks. And Kevin was walking by with Jason at that same time. So I introduced Kevin and Jason to Meredith, and we talked about crosswalks and the beacons and everything else. And then on Friday, we did have that Zoom or Teams call with DOT and Far Hills on bridge replacement. And some of the comments from both Far Hills and Bedminster were design oriented, right? Are we going to end up with some industrial looking bridge, or is there some way that they can make it work within the character of both Bedminster Village and the borough of Far Hills? And we definitely, certainly there was agreement between Bedminster and Far Hills on that issue. And it did seem that the engineers at DOT and their outside engineers would look at some of the analogs that we provided, the stonework over by Far Hill Center, the stonework for the pedestrian bridge as you head into Moreland Farm. So perhaps incorporating some of that stonework into the facing of the bridge. So that's not just concrete and a guardrail, but get something that's a little more accommodating to municipalities. So once again, we seem to get a very positive reaction to that. Robin, do you recall the timeline that DOT is now looking at?
2025.
2025.
Wow, that's a.
Every year it gets,
They're in the final design
One
phase
more year?
right now, but now they have to do more final design.
Super final.
So the DOT reps you talk to, they can pass this information to
It's
their
2017.
successors when they retire, right? When was the original timeline?
2017, Larry. The mayor, so this, I heard about this in 2017. Right?
it seems a little late to be talking about the design of the bridge. I mean, that should have been done already.
Well,
I'm glad we have time to
this is
do it,
the-
but that
the
means it's
bridge-
taking too long.
The bridge is, I think the concept for the bridge has been on paper for several years now. So what we were just talking about really was just sort of the architectural elements to it. The bridge work itself, right now, it's a 3-span bridge with the supports, including supports that are in the river. So now by going to a 2 with 2 supports, they won't have that that one support system. I think Kevin, was it 2 or 3 concrete
Footing.
piers or footings that. So now it'll just be 2.
Banded together.
So it'll be a much wider bridge, so it'll accommodate a bicycle. I guess it is a lane, a bicycle lane,
Mm.
both the north and southbound, or east and west, whatever.
Yeah.
It's 202
Left
north,
and right.
but we know it's, at that point, it's really.
In and out of town.
And also, sidewalks. So you have sidewalk, bicycle lane. Let's say a eastbound lane, a little dividing area. The westbound traffic lane, the bicycle lane, sidewalk. Yeah, so and then on the edges, that's where we're talking about, so
Mm.
some stonework. As you see it, so you're not just seeing, if you drive over the bridge today, you won't even see the concrete work because they have the guide rails. That essentially block the view of anything. There won't be any guide rails because they believe that with the spacing they have now, it would be unnecessary. And that's all I got from that takeaway. I'm not, Rob, if you have anything further.
Other than just there was discussion because the bridge is so wide, talking about bike lanes, but neither municipality on either side has a bike lane, so that was part of the issue. So.
We can walk on the bridge back and forth.
but-
So actually, I did pull up Google Maps and I showed them, hey, by the way, you've got this great bike lane and not against it. But just so you know, there's no bike lanes on the other, either in Far Hills or in Bedminster. Certainly, we know that the county has been planning for a bicycle connectivity between all the county parks and municipal parks. So if you could eventually connect Natterar to River Road and to Burr Mills, that'd be a nice aspirational. But since you really only get a couple chances to build a bridge, so
Yeah.
they're going to incorporate it. Also, there's no sidewalk on the southern side on the Far Hills, and the Bedminster crosswalk or sidewalk doesn't extend to the bridge currently. It ends before you get to the First Aid Squad building. So, but that is one of the requirements of using federal funding for these types of bridges. You have to build those things in.
Well, we can get a grant to put in the sidewalk on the
Yeah.
first aid side and
Yeah.
finish it up.
We reminded DOT that the preference is to do this during the summer season to minimize the impact on the schools. And also to get it complete prior to the races. Otherwise, both Bedminster and Far Hills will be an absolute disaster. And they acknowledged, they remembered that. And then we did talk a little about the detours. And current detour is a 10.5 mile coming onto 287, probably somewhere down by Burnsville, Bernards Township, coming down. And I think we all pointed out that, you know, is there any assistance that DOT is going to offer in terms of financial support or mechanical or other equipment support for anyone who has a phone
Oh, my
and
God.
realizes that he can cut through Holland Road up in Peapack and Gladstone. You can try to go through Ski Hill, but you'll just loop back around. Or you will end up on Deer Haven and Old Dutch, which is in no shape to handle that type of traffic. So yes, when I raised that issue, we got some, yes, we'll support you. We'll put signage up. We'll help you do this. We'll help you do that. We'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens when they schedule this for 2030. Anyway,
When are they scheduling it for?
what's that?
2025.
Oh,
And when we first had the meeting with them years and years ago, they were anticipating a 2017 start?
17 or 18.
That I don't know.
Yeah, because I
It
think
wasn't, it got pushed.
then it got pushed.
Yeah.
It got pushed again.
Yep.
It got pushed again, because I remember at the time, 2022. 4 years would be 2018. Do you remember talking to people? We were trying to figure out which of our children was going to be impacted.
Right.
And I think it was
Come
our
on.
youngest, was Leah, when this was actually originally going to be scheduled for. So that might have been 2017, 2018.
There was the Public Information Center, the PIC, they called them, remember we had that, and what was that, beginning of 2022, I think we had it here.
Right.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, but there had been,
There was another one prior to. I
there
remember,
might have been
yeah.
another one prior
Yeah.
to that. So it might have gone back to
And
my first, second, or third year on Township Committee.
At
So-
that point, they were at the beginning of 2024, now it's like a whole year later, at least since I've been around.
Yeah. Yep, and also, you know, the timing impacts the fire department and first aid, right? So.
Yep.
You know, if we serve Far Hills, how do we get to Far Hills? If that bridge is down, so we need to really firm up those schedules, so the appropriate measures can be put in place. All right, that's the 202 bridge replacement, a little bit of pluck and signage, JCP&L.
Speaking of getting there slowly but surely, they recently replaced one of the aging transformers in Cortland and are now scheduled to replace another one on Mountain Court in Village Green. The latter we've heard about for some time from the residents over there. I actually took some pictures when I was out knocking on doors and sent them to our municipal liaison to show her just how deteriorated that one had become. And the good news is there's a work order in the system and that should be replaced within the next month. Update on Altice, the fiber build in Four Oaks is continuing. Just a reminder that if you're a resident of Cortland or Wynwood, you could now order fiber service directly from the optimum.com website. If you maintain the same service tier, there should be no additional charge to be on the new fiber network. Wood duct has been completed, but it doesn't show fiber availability yet, but that should probably change over the next week or so. So suffice to say, forward progress on that one.
That's great.
just an update on New Jersey American Water. There was a water main break in Renee's neighborhood over in Crestmont last week. The repairs have been completed, but New Jersey American Water is doing some optimization work right now so that planned or unplanned service disruptions in the future don't impact as many homes. So presumably they're putting some additional shut-off valves in. So that work will be ongoing over the next couple of days. And Kevin, did you have an update on PSE&G for Old Stone House?
Yes, I have a pre-construction meeting next Monday. So,
Great.
it's up to you, Doug, so.
One of us will get it covered.
I don't know how fast they're gonna kick off from there, but they got their permit from the DOT, which was the hang up for a while. So we have a pre-con meeting on.
They have a DOT permit? Oh, they're coming off
Got it.
206?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we need to road over to DOT. But I don't think they were filing until they had all the proper paperwork, and I heard some residents send their payment to the same place they're supposed to send their application to. There's no two different locations, so there was just some issues internally on PSCG's end. Everything's straightened out, pre-con meeting next Monday. From what I'm told, they're gonna bore everything and any excavation will be along the shoulder, so it should not be any asphalt disturbance.
Oh, really? So they're just gonna bore along the side?
That's what they said.
Okay.
That's why we held off on paving the road this year, because I just was concerned I didn't want to pave the road and then have them decide that they were gonna have to do some cross trenching. So we'll put that on the plan for 2024. It's great.
And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
And Doug, assuming nothing new on Pupkin Park? Okay,
I think we should put this under a new category, ancient business.
yeah.
You have new business, old business.
You have to run that by the Historic Preservation.
business.
So if they agree, Doug can bring it up at the next HPC.
It's good.
We have to run the bridge by HPC?
No, not in the historic district.
We do have an executive session, so we will go through Township Committee comments. Take a motion to adjourn to executive session. We will not be taking any formal action when we return from executive session. So let's go through Township Committee comments. Any member of the public who wishes to stay and see us say goodnight, they're certainly welcome to. But once again, we will not be taking formal action when we return. So we'll run through Township Committee comments, adjourn, and then adjourn to executive session, come back and close the meeting. Start with Committeeman Stevens.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holiday. It's a great time to get together with friends and family, be thankful for what you have in your life. And on that point, the folks in this room, I'm thankful for each of you. You all collectively are top shelf and you do a great job for the township. So thank you. I'm honored to work with all of you. On the straw poll vote, Mayor, what can you say? I mean, you're unbelievable. You're always around. Your ability to be proactive on stuff. It's just really, really impressive. Thank you. Thank you for what you do for us, you know, as a taxpayer, as a committee person, as a resident. Thank you. You're just, you know, I don't know how you do it. You got your hands in everything and you know where everything's going. And I know we all sit up here together, but in my mind, there's you're a cut above, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Doug. Committeeman Hickey.
Now I know how
I'm
Renee.
sorry, wait.
Oh.
Congratulations, well-deserved
Oh, thank
victory.
you. I appreciate that.
You deserve it. You're an amazing committeeman. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Doug.
Thank you. Now you're.
Is this our first meeting since the election?
It is.
It is.
It's not like that.
At least you're in a town where you know who won.
Yes,
Ah.
yeah.
True.
I think there's still 9 votes outstanding, so things could change.
Boundbrook has one.
Boundbrook, one vote.
Yeah.
Is it one vote?
Yeah, one vote for,
My town of Boundbrook, one vote.
It's crazy.
And they say your vote doesn't count. Yes, it does.
It-
Every vote
It
counts.
counts.
It counts.
Tremendous.
I was just gonna say, now I know how Renee feels, trying to follow that guy. But seriously, no, first off, happy Thanksgiving all. It's a pleasure to work with all of you. Everyone be safe, enjoy. Yes, congratulations, Mayor Jacobs. As I like to say, your job is not to read the room, but to lead the room. And you do that with aplomb, day in and day out. And like Doug said, you've got your hands in everything. It's a pleasure to work with you. You do what's right for the town, and day in and day out, we thank you for your dedication and look forward to working with you next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Woman Mareski.
Again, how do I follow that? I agree with Doug. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I love working with all of you here in Bedminster. And I look forward to running with you again. And not this coming year, at the end of the year. And we're gonna do it again.
I like it, Renee.
And we will see everybody at Colonial Christmas, the cocktail party and the tree lighting, and have a great evening all.
Thank you. We do have,
You have a job to do.
we do, there is something we have to do before we go through
Before we
my
get-
comments. So Robin, if you could come up. So as you may remember, at the last Township Committee meeting, we selected the winning twins from Fall Fest. And after repeated efforts to reach out to them, there was no callback,
No answer.
no answer, no response.
Why response? It's a nice gift.
Oh, my goodness.
So we are moving on.
Doug, we're winning this.
We are moving on.
Were we twins? We could have today.
There you go.
I threw them all out.
Lucky winner.
So the lucky winners. Gabe Wickheiser, Wentworth Road, Bedminster. And. Okay, got Julie Quee. Okay,
What's the address?
42 Spruce Court, Bedminster.
Oh,
That's
good.
there.
Okay,
Right.
that's pretty.
What's up in
I
Pineville?
think it's,
I gotta see how that's spelled.
Can we take off $5 for penmanship?
Oh, I don't have my glasses on now. That's not.
I brought my glasses.
Gabe, what is there?
I think.
He's on board, he's board of ed, yes.
that's a we,
We. Oh, you are? QUI?
We.
QUI?
We or we?
Yes.
If it was French, it was we.
It could be a Q.
I know that from 5 years.
Well, we got the
And there
number
are
off.
phone numbers and an email,
All right.
so
I'll take that.
congratulations
Congratulations.
to the winners.
Yes.
Winning
Thank
twins.
you. I'll take
What do
care
they
of that.
want?
Awesome.
Congratulations to Committeeman Hickey for running an exuberant, exhausting campaign.
Yes.
Your legs are still sore from
I finally recovered, but yeah, it was good workout for 2 months. A
for
lot of
those who
stairs.
don't know, Colin hit every neighborhood in the hills. And there's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
And there's a lot of them with stairs. He went up and down all those sets of stairs. And remember, the development is called The Hills for a reason. So that's a lot of action out there. He had a real taskmaster in the form of his campaign manager. And he went out there to hear people, get the feedback, let them know that their township committee is working for them. And I think the results speak for themselves with a tremendous win. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor.
And also want to thank Larry McShane who ran. You know, as we all know, participating in a campaign is a lot of work. It's a lot of time. And that's just participating in a campaign. And when you win the campaign, then you have a lot more work.
Yes.
And a lot more effort. And I also want to say thank you to the township committee members for putting your support in me for the strong vote. And if I let you down, you let me know.
We will.
Thank you. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Our next meeting will be December.
Wow.
So with that, let's take a motion to adjourn at, let's see, 7:59. So once again, we're going to take a motion to adjourn. We're going to go to executive session. We're going to return. There will be no formal action taken when we return.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi, thank you.
Good night.
Happy
Good night, all.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Wait, we out of the breakout?
We are out of the breakout. Did anyone left in the breakout room?
No.
It is 8:53. The Township Committee has returned from executive session. We have no further business to take tonight. Take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.